Hello, Aries! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale by Churro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. And on the bottom here is a website, llewellyn.com. There's a couple other social media links. Feel free to check out anything you might be interested in. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Websites, there's a few of them. If I can open it up correctly. They're listed here, a bunch of Hay House websites and some of the stuff she's done. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. There's also Hay House Radio on the back next to her picture. I think somewhere down there anyway. Feel free to check that out if you are so interested. Excuse me. Aries. Aries. Ooh, okay. So, okay. I mean, it's looking good, but let's, counting chickens before they're hatched and all that good stuff. There's like this situation. I'm gonna say it's not all good and it's not all bad. I feel like it's gonna be like one of those things you have to keep stepping back and maybe get other people's opinions about what you're looking at. Not that you can't discern for yourself, but having another person's opinion, especially if you have a few different people, you might see something or learn something that you weren't noticing right off the bat. There's good energy coming in. This energy is a little different from you. It's good, but it's definitely different. You got the King of Wands. I was going to call it the King of Fire. Wands, Fire, same thing. Same thing. Ace of Pentacles. So the Earth energy coming in with this, especially for Aries, it's not bad, but it can be very stagnant at times, or it can move slower than you care for. Definitely slower than you care for. It doesn't mean it's not moving, but it's definitely not moving at the pace you want. It may have a lot of value for you. There's a lot of Earth coming in that room. But is it just the two, or is there more? I'm seeing a King of Cups here. No, there's a Queen of Pentacles too. There's like 3 cards. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the man holding a coin, which is another Pentacle card, almost like the King of Pentacles. And you got the Queen of Pentacles. They're very strong Earth cards, and maybe that's why I'm seeing it that way. The situation, as it keeps evolving, the key to this is to realize it's very stable and it stays where you expect it to be. It doesn't really move anywhere you don't expect. It's kind of like if you think of a train and it's going 10 miles an hour and it's going to go 500 miles and you're like 10 miles an hour, 500 miles. So in 5 hours it goes 50 miles. 50 hours, it goes 500 miles. Takes 50 hours, so like a little over 2 days to get 500 miles. It's a long time, right? That's constant travel, if I did that right. For you, it's kind of like, why can't we just go like, 50 miles an hour? That way, we make 100 hours or 100 miles every 2 hours. So it takes us 10 hours to get something that would take... So I'd rather take 10 hours than 2 days plus. Can't we just do it in 1 day? Why do we have to drag it out so long? And in fact, 10 hours versus like constant travel over 2 days plus 2 hours. I feel like that's what you'd rather do, but it's just not working that way. But this thing, it's going to do what it's expected of. Like, you know it's going to do as you expect it to do. Like if it's going 10 miles an hour, you know where it's going to be, what's going to happen, when it's going to arrive. It's all very predictable, but it's kind of slow. This situation is very good, is what I'm getting, but I feel like it's hard to like accept it for what it is. But I get like this situation could serve you long term. there's definitely parts of this situation that you very much love. There's definitely parts here that you very much do care for, and you do very much like. There is some randomness to this, is what I'm getting. This energy does have some randomness, but it doesn't. It only goes at a certain pace. It's just, it has randomness, but it's very predictable at the same time. I don't know how to explain it, because it's kind of like I keep getting this train analogy, but it's like, yeah, it's taken us 2 days plus 2 hours to get there, and you're like, we could have done it in 10 hours. I don't know why we're doing this. But on the trip, this person would also talk about random things, listen to a book, watch a movie, learn how to dance, stuff like that, learn a new dance. This, it's also that energy at the same time. So it's kind of like, it's got its ups and downs. It's not all bad, it's not all good. But what you love, you very much love. What you don't like, you very much don't like. It's weird to have this level of success here with the level of frustration matching it. But it's very dependable. And I'm going to gear this towards like reliability and truthfulness. Aries wants the truth, demands the truth, won't put up with less. And doesn't like people who beat around the bush with it either. Kind of like, give me the truth, give me it now, and don't make it look pretty. Just tell me what it is. This energy is honest. And you know how it communicates, is what I'm also getting, whatever that means. So, you know what the truth is. You know how to get the truth from this person. You've made your point. This person knows how to bring things to your attention. They might be more apt to be more careful with how they tell people things, but they've learned that that's not how to talk to you, and they give you information the way you need it. I don't know why I'm getting this, but I see like somebody might be actually writing things out to you. This person might actually just put it all down in words and put bullet points. Like, the car's broke, and there's the reason why after if you want it. we're out of, we ran out of money on this situation here, and here's the reason why after it. Like, so you get the bullet point of like what's wrong, and then if you want the explanation, they put it after it. I feel like somebody's doing that, but however that works. Which I feel like for Aries, it's kind of like, yeah, tell me what's wrong, and then if I want the information, I'll let you know. This is a good connection. It's just, what's good is great. What's not so good is really unsavory to you. Is there anything I'm missing with this? This energy also keeps you abreast of changes coming your way that could be a problem. They keep you informed before things fall apart. So if this is a person, which I'm thinking for most of you it is, they do keep you abreast of like, what they're seeing as a major problem, and they give you a heads up before it actually happens. They're very good at that, is what I'm also getting. So they kind of take the surprise out of certain things that it's kind of better that they do. Okay, that might be a big thing for some people. There's definitely times where this energy, or probably a person, will need time out from you. It's not a bad thing. Every now and then, I do feel like your energy becomes a little overwhelming for them. It doesn't mean you have to go your separate ways, whatever this connection is. It does mean that they will need downtime from you. It's not like a bad thing. It's just your energy is different. Your energy moves a lot faster than theirs. So every now and then they just need to step away. If you can make peace with that, not only make peace with it, but realize that it's not a bad thing, and start to kind of maybe encourage it every now and then when you see that they're starting to get really, I feel like there's telltale signs when they start to get overwhelmed with you. I don't feel like it has anything to do with respect. It's just that your energy works different than theirs. And I feel like there's telltale signs that you start seeing when that starts happening. when they just start getting overwhelmed. And you could maybe encourage for them to, like, maybe you want to go for a walk, or or maybe you need a couple days away from me for, like, or something, or, like, just take a break from each other, from whatever it is. It could be a business, could be a friendship, could be a lover thing. You do have caring connections, and I do feel like you really like this person because they're honest and they're respectful to you. But they're like, what's good is great, what's not so good drives you nuts. I understand that. This is a good connection. Realizing that balance needs to happen every now and then, and making peace with this connection the way it is, the reason I would keep it, if you decide to keep it, is it has a paramount, I don't know if that's the right word. It has a pivotal, maybe, or like a piece of this connection is so important to you. It's the honesty. It's the directness on your terms as much as they can. It's like knowing I can count on this person, and I will get the truth, and I know they will be or do what I think they're going to do. The predictability is ironically the best and worst thing at the same time, because they are random with certain things, but the things that they're not, like, there's certain things that this is how they work. You can trust them. They will tell you the truth. They know how to relay the truth to you. Very, 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 very important. The question is, is this going to work long term for you? And, like, if you can make peace with them needing a break from you every now and then, and seeing it not as a bad thing, seeing it as kind of like, all right, they're getting overwhelmed. It's just my energy and their energy. We just need to take a break from it every now and then. And realizing how often that happens. There might be other ways to work around that. Because I feel like this becomes, like, when they start getting overwhelmed, it's starting to, like, the energy with you and them, they start feeling like they're losing their foundation. They're like, this is an energy that, like, they need a stable place to stand all the time, usually the same spot. And when they start to feel like that's under question, or that's going to get shaken up a little bit, that's when they get really kind of like, what's going on? Let them step back, look at what's going on, let them put their ducks back in a row and realize that they're stable and they're okay. They come back in feeling like their feet are solid on the ground. They'll be there. If you can make peace with that, you have a high amount of success with this connection. It actually, seeing it for what it is, making peace for, like, how it's going to be. I feel like I've done this for a few different people, a lot over the years. Sometimes it's realizing that people have certain differences that you can work with. It doesn't have to mean you like the differences, but realize it's not a bad thing. It's just not your thing. And making peace with that, and making allowances for it, kind of like that's who they are. I would like to say, but I know it's not true. I really would like to say, but I definitely know it's not true. That gone are the days where people try to change people to fit what they want rather than who they are. People still do that, and I feel like people have these ways of justifying, or like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, yes, you are doing that. If somebody does things at a slower pace and that's their way, and you try to force them out of that and do things more your way, or for example, if somebody has, like, they're methodical, they do things the same way every time, and you're like, no, I'm going to change that. I don't like that they do it that way. That's who they are. You trying to change that is not right. They are who they are. Maybe they can optimize how they do that methodical pattern, but you trying to change it, that's still trying to change somebody, and that's not right. Making peace with that part of them, seeing the benefit of it and how they do things, and stepping away and let them do things in their methodical way, the way they do it, it's not a bad thing. It's not for you. Maybe it's not for you, and that's fine. But stepping away and letting them and encouraging them and celebrating who they actually are, but just putting your distance between you and them in respect to where you need to like make peace with it. And then kind of like, all right, for that situation, we don't match. I'll let them do that. They'll take care of that. I'll step away. I'll let them do it. I'll do this over here while they're doing that. We'll come together on other things we do match on. We'll come together when the respect needs to be there. We'll come together when we need to, like, have a unified front against whatever this is, because I know I can depend on them because they do things methodically. They definitely will be there. I just got to make sure that we come together when it's the right time for us to be together. I don't know. I don't know if Aries is really prone to trying to change people. I never really thought of Aries as one to do that. it is what it is. It seems to be more Aries' energy. But there, every now and then, people want to change people, or people want to believe, well, I don't like how they do that, so I'm going to change it. That's not right, and that usually fails at some point. Um, if you can make peace with who they are and how they do things, you have a great connection coming in. Whatever this is, this can be really wonderful. This can be even stronger by accepting somebody for who they are and how they do things. Doesn't mean you have to like it in the sense of like you're not going to do it that way, and that's fine. But if you can celebrate it in the sense of like that's how I know that they're going to do what they're going to do, and that's how they do it, and put that nice little buffer with that part, like make peace with it in your own way, you can have a great connection. Will it always grow smoothly? No. Would you believe it if it did? Would you believe it if it did? There's going to be times where it's harder than others, definitely. But if you always have this foundation of like, I know what's right, I know what I like, I know what I can depend on, and like when it starts to become a little overwhelming, kind of like I want them to go faster, I want them to go faster, I want them to go faster, I want them to do it my way, I want them to do it my way. And then you start realizing you're doing that, and you come back to your center, kind of like, yeah, but what I do love about this, what I do like about this, what I do find beneficial in this connection, going back to that and going, all right, I want them to go faster, I know that's not going to work. I want them to do it my way, I know that's not going to work. So if I want to keep this connection, I got to come back to my center and realize I got to let them do it their way and go do something else, or go separate from the situation temporarily and come back to it when they're done doing what I want them to do. This can be extremely successful, a great connection, but it's making peace with that difference and not trying to change it, but just trying to find a different way to work with it and realizing it will not change. That is who they are, and being happy for them that they are who they are, and making that work within respects of not changing who they are, or not even trying to, hopefully. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I feel like I went on a while with this, because I keep getting like there's differences here that can be worked through, differences that will not change, but I also get, just to be fair, if we can't make peace with that, it will crash and burn at some point. Definitely will. But you have the chance to make this work, and if you're the one listening, you're the one with the chance to make it work, if that makes sense. So, I think I'm going to let it go there. Hopefully that's helpful. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.